Doing God knows what?
Doing God knows what. All right. You nervous? I don't think so. You're like one of the few people that would give me that answer. Everybody else
Nervous? Why? It's just a microphone.
I know,
in my
but
face.
everybody else freaks out at first, and then like by the time it's done, it's like that wasn't so bad.
No, you're asking me questions that I know.
we're
It's not like a chemistry test
talking.
on the air.
What's 4 plus 4? 8. No, it's
No.
12. What? I think you're wrong, Rademacher. Excuse me, Miss Rasche. Who's the guy with the microphone?
Okay, well, who's the girl with the microphone? Right here.
Oh, that's true. Oh, dang it! One up.
Gotcha.
You
You're
look
gonna get
dumb.
it.
Exactly.
You're gonna get it.
Killing me. All right. Let's see. Okay. Check. Maddie, talking to your mic there.
Hello.
Well, more than hello.
Hello,
You
hello,
can
hello,
say
hello,
a lot
hello.
more than hello. I know that. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Short for this thing.
Here we go. Yeah, you gotta start paying attention now.
Okay.
3, 2, and 1. Back here on Tri-State Sports Talk on AM 730 KWOA as, we're back here in studio today and got a special guest joining us in studio as we get to check in with Minnesota West's Maddie Rasche as Maddie just recently signing a letter of intent to go play some volleyball down at Orange City with Northwestern. So, Maddie, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Doing good? First off, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, let's start it off with learning about you. Maddie Rasche, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
I'm from Heron Lake, Minnesota, and I started volleyball when I was probably a little bit before 5th grade, and it wasn't my sport throughout high school at all. Basketball
Really?
was.
Okay.
So that's interesting, but then I got to my senior year, and then I started to realize that I liked it a little bit more, and then college came, and it was just my thing.
Well, and then obviously growing up in the Heron Lake Ocamina School District, you're playing with, Southwest Star Concept and now Southwestern United, but, obviously a program with a very good tradition. And so I guess at first I was a little surprised, 5th grade, but again, that's just something that, with the availability of JO, I mean, did that take up a lot of your time then, especially, I suppose, probably when you got into high school?
Yeah, JO was definitely, that took up a lot of time, like my 5th grade year, and like when you're in 12s and stuff like that, that took up a lot of time. And then when I got to high school, it was volleyball all year round. You had the regular season, then you had like the off season you did JO, and then the summer you had a bunch of leagues. So it was just volleyball all year round.
So why was basketball your number one kind of when you were hitting the high school years?
Contact.
Well, that is true. I have never known you to shy down from a challenge, that is for sure. And I guess let's go into your little bit of your high school career then in volleyball. Did you play the libero position in high school?
I started off out actually left front.
Okay.
But what a lot of people don't know about me is I'm kind of vertically challenged. So they decided, you can't really jump too much either, so we're just going to put you somewhere else. So probably about my sophomore year of high school, I got moved to a back row position.
What did you enjoy about that challenge when you first took it in high school?
Well, I didn't enjoy it at first because it doesn't get a lot of recognition. Like, everybody goes for the people that can hit really hard.
Everybody remembers the kills.
Yeah, everybody remembers the kill.
Yeah.
But, when you think about it, if you didn't have a back row players, that kill wouldn't happen. So to me, taking on that challenge, I was more excited as it went on and realized that a lot of what I did affected how the plays went. So more and more I liked it, and it's a lot of hustle. I mean, you don't stand and wait for things. You have to be on top of everything.
You don't strike me as a person that likes to sit still.
No, I don't like to sit still at all.
Well, after your high school career then, you came here to Minnesota West here in Worthington, playing for a couple of years under head coach Marie Johnson. Why Minnesota West?
I went to Minnesota West just basically to just do generals for 2 years at home. I lived at home, cheap, save money.
Yep.
I didn't really think I was going to play at 4-year. I was basically in volleyball in college just to play volleyball, not really necessarily thinking it was going to go somewhere.
Right.
So then I started getting to the end of my sophomore year of college. I was thinking about how I'm not ready to be done and whatever. So then I started putting myself out there, emailing, and Northwestern's coach got back to me, and then I went and practiced with them, and now I signed.
Talk about your Minnesota West experience from the standpoint, I think a lot of kids kind of have that same, thought going into Minnesota West in college. Oh, well, it's nearby, but, a lot of people, have you had fun during your time at Minnesota West?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I like it because your teachers know you know everybody. And basically then my thought process was going here for 2 years, it would up my stats.
Right.
So instead of just going straight from high school, I could work towards a goal in college and then have my stats stand out more.
Well, I think it's very common, especially for a lot of athletes that I've been, able to kind of watch throughout the years, is, that experience really just sticking with them, even into their rest of their college careers and their lives. And, what are some of your favorite Minnesota West memories, let's say outside of volleyball?
Ooh. I would say just literally the athletics, even if it's not volleyball, but like going to basketball games, going to football games, being a part of like student senate, and I don't know, it's just like a close knit school, and it's everybody, and you have a relationship with everybody. Like most of the time at colleges, you don't know the president or provost or anything at your school, whereas I do here,
right.
And that's just nice. You have a relationship with everybody, and that's what I enjoy the most.
Absolutely. Once again, we're talking here with Maddie Rasche. Going to move on and play volleyball and continue her education at Northwestern. Let's switch to the athletics side then. What has been some of your favorite moments of the last 2 years, specifically within volleyball? Is there any moment, anything sticks out?
I think just getting together, like, with girls you've never played with was one of the funnest parts for sure, because both years we weren't a team like that you played with 4 years of high school, and it was literally everybody was a wild card. You just jumped in and played with whoever. And so I think that was one of the main excitements, was just you got to know a lot of people and you got to play with people that you're not used to playing with. But one memory that sticks out the most was a big win my freshman year over Fergus Falls. That's what stands out the most to me throughout my career here.
And, some near misses, too. What was it, Ridgewater at home? That was an insane match. So, yeah, definitely a lot of good memories. I would imagine, too. Well, first, let's start with this question. Maddie, what would you say was some of the biggest difference in, from your high school career where you're playing, at a top level, Class A school to, Minnesota West, but that's still that difference between high school and college volleyball, I would have to imagine is kind of dramatically different.
Yeah, it's different, but there was actually, I think there was more similarities than anything.
Okay.
The intensity didn't change too much because, like you said, I did play with a team that, throughout the years we have been known for our volleyball program. So the intensity didn't change too much. It was more of the games are a lot faster.
Yeah.
So while it's still intense, but they are a lot faster at college level, and just simple stuff like that. And in high school, you play teams where it's just their high school has a team. They're not that great. Whereas in college, most teams are pretty great, and especially for my position, passing up some of the hits that I had to pass up was definitely left some bruises. But
well, and obviously you've you have gathered division honors. You've been named Libero of the Week, once this year. So obviously you've had that success on the court. You said you got to go down and practice a little bit with Northwestern. What was that difference like?
Oh boy. Well, it was actually a funny experience. I walked in late because I had a meeting with the admissions. Mm-hmm. So I was already late, and there all the girls were the same things for practice. So me showing up, I was wearing my bright blue Minnesota West t-shirt and black knee pads, black socks, and black shoes. Everybody else was white knee pads, white socks, white shoes. So already I'm sticking out just like you wouldn't believe. So we started practicing, and I was so nervous I couldn't get into my stance. My hands were shaking, my legs were shaking, and I just was, oh my gosh, I wanted to go up to the coach and say, excuse me if I start peeing myself. I was so nervous. And so while we started practice, and we did a serving drill first, and so they served it at 3 back row players, and 2 of mine just literally shanked. I'm surprised. Like, they shanked across the gym. And I just stood there kind of thinking, like, I should just leave right now because there's no way that coach is going to look at me and think, hey, we want you to be on our team. So there's a huge difference in their practice compared to ours. They're really, really good, and their hits are – I did have bruises on my arms after that practice. And theirs is a quick – everybody's, like, there for volleyball. They're not three-sport athletes.
Right.
It's volleyball. That's what they're there for. So it's just like me, and everybody's intensity was just like mine. Everybody was loud just like I was. So I felt like I was on the right team for sure by going there, for sure.
What is so important about communication in volleyball then? You know, I mean, you always hear coaches talking about it and talking to you guys. And, I mean, I hear you guys when I'm broadcasting a game talking all the time. So I understand it's important, but how so? Like, try to explain a little bit that importance of communication.
It's basically like if you think of when you're driving and you don't turn on your blinker. Okay, nobody knows where you're going. Nobody knows where you're turning. Same thing with volleyball. Like if the ball's coming over the net and you don't call it, nobody knows where you're going, where the ball's going, nothing. So to me, not to everybody, but to me, communications is the most important thing because I'm aggressive and I like to go get the ball, but you know, if there's the shy girl next to me that's going to go get it too.
Right.
Then that's where the communication issues come from. Then balls get dropped and everything like that. And then also, like, if you don't communicate with your setter, then you don't know what play you guys are running. So that's huge because then the hitters would be completely off. So in volleyball, communication is by far the most important thing you can have, by far.
And this is all happening in split seconds.
Yeah. Yep. And, like, before the play, the setter will say, hey, this is what I'm going to do. But then the odd chance that you have a bad pass, then you got to change it up right then and there.
Right.
And then that's where the communication comes in, and then you have all your different hitters saying where they're at, where they're going to hit. Then as a back row player, I can see the court when the hitter's going up to hit, so I'll say, hey, the middle's open, the line's open, you know, just tell the hitter where she should go. So communication is definitely the most important thing about volleyball.
That is so amazing. Once again, Maddie Rasche, our guest here on Tri-State Sports Talk. I believe I saw that you're going to be focusing on nursing. Is that correct?
I got accepted to the nursing program.
Why nursing?
Well, people would probably think it was a shock, but I do have a heart. And I work as a CNA at Crossroads, and I work as a personal care assistant as well. And I love my jobs very much.
Well,
so
I could see it fitting for you because being somebody that is on the go a lot, you know, nursing, there are a lot of different responsibilities as well. You're not just doing one thing.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I'm not the type of person that could sit behind a desk all day.
You can't sit behind that microphone.
I know. I just want to just get up and walk. I just can't. I cannot sit behind a desk all day. I would go nuts.
Oh,
so nursing for me, you're on your feet always.
Yeah.
You don't sit down ever. So that's what I went for. And their nursing program is very, very, very good. And you get to do a lot with it. You get to study abroad for 3 weeks. And
really?
yeah, so there's a lot of things that.
A lot of opportunities.
Yeah, that's why I was totally set on that program.
Once again, Maddie Rasche, a Minnesota West sophomore, going to go play volleyball and continue her college education down at Northwestern College. Red Raider down in Orange City, Iowa. Maddie, open floor, open mic. Anything else you want to add? Anybody you want to say hi to? Got anything else you want to add today?
Not really,
What?
but thanks for having me here.
Oh, yeah, it was
Thanks
fun.
for making me famous.
Once again, Maddie Rasche, our guest. Maddie, thank you so much. It's been fun watching you as a Lady J, and we wish you nothing the best as a Red Raider.
Thank you very much.